Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, find out what new benefit millions of California workers are now eligible to receive.
Then how much water California residents saved in the month of May.
And how the community is stepping in to combat underage drinking.
Plus, 2 South Bay companies partner to help out children with special needs.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chin.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. A controversial measure was signed into effect by Governor Jerry Brown. The law will require children entering school or daycare to be vaccinated against diseases regardless of their religious or personal beliefs. The only exception would be for children with medical conditions such as allergies or immune system deficiencies confirmed by a physician. It's one of the nation's toughest mandatory childhood vaccination bills, but Governor Brown says the benefits outweigh the risk. Parents can get around the vaccination law by enrolling their children at private home-based schools or independent studies off campus. Parents in opposition to the bill believe it violates their parental rights to protect their children's health and the right to a public education.
Millions of California workers are eligible for a new benefit beginning this month. The Healthy Workplaces Healthy Family Act of 2014 assures up to 3 days of paid sick leave for all California workers who work at least 30 days for an employer within a year of being hired. Both full and part-time employees will be eligible if they have worked for the same employer for 90 days. And with the new law, businesses will be required to show how many hours of paid sick leave workers have earned on their pay stubs. Employees have the option to give their workers 3 days of paid sick leave up front per year, or allow them to accrue 1 hour of paid sick leave for every 30 hours worked. And if a paid sick leave is taken, employers are not allowed to fire the employee for the 30-day window after. This comes as a relief to many working parents and those with ongoing illnesses. An estimated 6.5 million workers are expected to benefit from this law.
While most major networks are continuing to lose viewers, an online streaming service is on the fast track to growth. Netflix is growing at a rate of more than 40% per year. In a poll by FBR Capital Markets, 57% of viewers chose Netflix, while 43% voted traditional pay TV when asked to choose between the two. FBR Capital Markets also used data about Netflix viewership and Nielsen ratings to assess the popularity of Netflix. The report predicted that if Netflix were a TV network, its audience numbers would surpass ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox within a year. However, the comparisons are not entirely compatible, as Nielsen ratings don't account for DVR or online viewership.
The state of California proved it is possible to save water. Residential water use in California dropped by 29% in May, a significant improvement from the 13.6% saved in April. The new results from the State Water Resources Control Board shows this was the biggest month of conservation yet. Residents will need to keep up the efforts as we head into hotter summer months. 6 months of heavy water saving is needed to make a significant difference.
While getting rid of your lawn may be the easiest way to save water, here are some more water-friendly tips to decrease your usage. First, go through your home and make sure to fix all leaky faucets. Although a drip is small, it could add up to hundreds of gallons of water wasted a year. Next, install faucet aerators and low-flow shower heads that decrease the amount of water released. And don't walk away while you're waiting for your shower to warm up. Use a bucket to collect the cool water and water your garden or plants. Next, wait until you have full loads before washing your dishes and clothes, as the machines are most efficient when they're full, or adjust the load size accordingly. Consider updating to a new machine if your dishwasher or washing machine is 10 years or older, as it could save you money in the long run. The technology in new machines allows for significantly less water and energy use. Talk to a gardening expert about aerating your lawn. Punching small holes through the soil can help to cut down water needs. And use mulch or composting around plants to reduce how much water they need. Finally, if you have a pool, cover it while it's not in use. The average pool can waste 20,000 gallons a year due to evaporation.
And in addition to the drought, California has another large issue at hand. Officials estimate it will cost $59 billion to fix the state's necessary crumbling roads and freeways. The problems are widespread, ranging from potholes to cracked pavement. In recent years, the revenue from gas tax has decreased due to a rise in fuel-efficient cars. That means drivers may have to pay more fees and taxes to fund the construction. Possible ideas to cover the costs include a rise in registration fees, a gradual increase in the vehicle license fee, as well as a 10-cent hike in the gas tax. Raising new revenue would require a 2/3 vote in the legislature.
If you were planning on booking a flight for summer travels, you may want to hold off. The Department of Justice launched an investigation against several major U.S. airlines for improper collusion, resulting in higher airfare prices for the past several years. The investigation will look at communication between the air carriers. Allegations claim the airlines warned each other when adding new flights in order to control the number of seats available, causing a rise in ticket prices. This investigation comes following a study from a Yale economics professor last month who concluded that travelers were losing more than $6 billion annually because airlines were limiting the ability to compare prices on travel websites. American, Delta, United, and Southwest Airlines control nearly 70% of the nation's domestic air flights.
Now, if you have blue eyes, you may be at a higher risk for this disease. A new study found that people with light eyes are more likely to suffer from alcohol dependency. Published in the American Journal of Medical Genetics, researchers from the University of Vermont analyzed 1,263 white Americans with alcohol addiction problems. Now, the team found that alcohol dependency increased as eye color lightened, and those with blue eyes had the strongest occurrence of dependency. It's not yet clear why this is a connection. One theory suggests that the genes that determine eye color are along the same chromosome as the genes related to excessive alcohol use. While the study shows the correlation between the two, other studies found links between alcohol dependency and socioeconomic status, suggesting lifestyle and environment also play a role. The team plans to further their research on the topic to find better alcohol prevention and treatment methods. Well, still ahead now, how the city plans to fight underage drinking.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
California's in a drought, and at our house, the way we save water is only fill the tub less than halfway full, just enough to give them a little splash. I'm a Californian, and I don't waste water. Yeah.
Welcome back. The city received a small surprise recently. Monsoon thunderstorms brought rain and even a lightning strike to the South Bay. Although it didn't last long, a lightning flash struck at the base of the flagpole at the Torrance DMV. Beaches were temporarily closed until conditions improved, but reopened soon after. No reported deaths or injuries other than one man who was taken to the hospital after suffering from a panic attack.
And now there's even more incentive to replace your lawns with drought-tolerant plants. The West Municipal Water District is increasing its turf replacement rebate from $2 to $3 per square foot, but only for a limited time. The rebate is available on a first-come, first-served basis. This increase is made possible by a $300,000 U.S. Bureau Reclamation grant and is equivalent to removing 10 acres of lawns, which will shave 20 million gallons of water each year. The West Basin serves 17 cities primarily throughout the South Bay, including Torrance. To apply for more information, visit SoCal Water Smart. That's SoCalWatersmart.com.
Well, just 2 minutes after launching, a SpaceX rocket exploded in the sky. Students from Ambassador High School, a private school right here in Torrance, designed a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket as part of an original experiment. The rocket launched from the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida and was on its way to the International Space Station with supplies. The students had previously created a successful module in 2014, which gathered data from the International Space Station. The team of 7 students had worked all year to fundraise $15,000 for the project.
One of the longest-running food retailers in the U.S. held a local celebration. Smart and Final held a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the grand reopening of their location in Torrance. Mayor Patrick Fury, along with council members and the Chamber of Commerce, showed up to cut the ribbon and celebrate the newly expanded store. First opened in 2003, the market expanded its frozen, deli, and meat sections, as well as the selection of private labels offered. The store is located at 2775 Pacific Coast Highway and opens from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. daily.
Well, Mayor Patrick Fury, alongside law enforcement and community organizers, hosted a panel discussing underage drinking. Jesse Pierre has more on this story.
The Torrance community has decided to take action on teen drinking. Community member Melissa Flores knows too well the harm caused from alcohol. She had her first drink at 13.
I was drinking 9 o'clock in the morning at ditching parties, and I was only 14 years old. And we didn't find it really hard to buy alcohol. There was a local liquor store that everyone knew we can go to. 14 years old, I'd walk in and I can buy a bottle of anything I wanted.
The Torrance Police Department is taking new measures to ensure that underage drinking is stopped.
So this minor decoy operation is basically we have cadets that are under the police authority, and they go in and they try to buy alcohol. We just recently did this, and we had a lot of success. We had 3 retail stores that sold alcohol to minors. They were cited. We had 9 adults that were identified that were buying alcohol to the kids. They were cited.
BHS Prevention Coordinator Gilbert Mora wants to pass a measure that would hold more than just the underage drinkers responsible.
Usually it's done in someone's home. Now, somebody owns that home, somebody has control of the property, whatever you want to call it. When you pass a social holds ordinance, it's not the teens you're targeting, it's the person that owns the home.
With the help of the entire community, underage drinking numbers will only go down. From Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jesse Pierre.
Thanks, Jesse. The Torrance Police Department was recently awarded a $35,000 grant from the California Alcoholic Beverage Control to battle alcohol-related crimes. These funds go towards reducing the number of alcoholic beverage sales to minors.
Pediatric Therapy Network and Convade partnered up to bring together the first South Bay Kids Fest. Jesse Pierre has more on the story.
This outdoor carnival event brings awareness to improve the quality of life for special needs children everywhere. Mayor Fury and Councilman Jeff Rizzo came to show their support.
This is the first of hopefully many of the South Bay Kids Fest, and it's important because it's bringing together the educational therapeutic aspect of it through Pediatric Therapy Network and Convade, which is a great community partner, one of our great businesses that we have in the city of Torrance, which supplies equipment, mobility equipment for the handicapped children.
Noreen Ito's family is one of the many touched by this event. She came with her husband and 3 young children.
PTN is a clinic that both my daughters, this is McKenna and my youngest daughter Leanne, they come here weekly, about 4 times a week together to get physical therapy and occupational therapy.
Ito's 2 daughters have both been diagnosed with Cockayne syndrome, a rare disorder characterized by short stature and an appearance of premature aging. Getting Convade's lightweight adaptive assisted wheelchairs was very important, but proved to be a challenge.
It was a 10-month process to get the wheelchair. I had to go through my primary insurance company and also the state funding of Medi-Cal.
Ito never gave up and continued to fight her primary insurance and Medi-Cal until she finally got her wheelchairs, and she couldn't be happier.
We're able now to be outdoors more, travel long distances, doing simple things as like going to the mall or going to amusement parks.
Milana Ramasa, Marketing Communications Manager at Convade, is very happy to see so many in their wheelchairs. Ramasa had one goal in mind when organizing this event:
to bring typical kids and special need kids together in an atmosphere of fun, frivolity, purpose, and just have a good time.
Ito is proud of her daughters and all they have accomplished at PTN.
They're incredible. They work really hard for everything.
Ito's daughters are still receiving treatment at PTN and are enjoying their Convade chairs. From Torrance City Cable, I'm Jessie Pierre.
Thanks, Jesse. What a touching story. PTN is an early development and therapy center, and Convade manufactures mobility products. They are both located right here in Torrance and provide quality services to children with special needs.
A local company known for its out-of-the-box philanthropy ideas took to the soccer field to raise money for charity. Lisa Lee has this story.
The competition is fierce here at Zamborini Stadium for the second annual Soccer Charity Cup between Phenomenex and the American Red Cross. And the stakes are high because every goal scored is worth $1,000.
And while there were plenty of goals scored this year, it wasn't just about the competition. The CEOs of Phenomenex and the American Red Cross lent each other a helping foot as they partnered up to block some goals.
2 years ago, I was privileged enough to be a trustee of American Red Cross, and hence I thought, well, we've been supporting Red Cross one way or the other, why not have a charitable match against them as well?
Decided last year to challenge us to a game, and for every goal scored by either team, Phenomenex would donate $1,000. Now, that game, let history reflect, was won by the Red Cross 10-0.
The American Red Cross may have shut out Phenomenex in last year's match, but this time, Team Phenomenex came fully equipped with the training.
I think we took it a little more serious this year. I think last year, because of the first event, we thought, oh, it'll be American Red Cross. Oh, we got the talent and everything. So we went in a little cocky, I think.
And the fans.
Just my hometowning. I have to go for the Phenomenex Blue today.
Which team is she rooting for?
She's rooting for Phenomenex.
As the manager of the corporate marketing department and philanthropy events, Kari Kelly says the annual Soccer Charity Cup is just one of the many ways Phenomenex steps outside the box to raise money for a good cause.
We don't do anything normal. When it comes to philanthropy events, we want to get everybody pumped up, we want to get everybody excited, we don't want to just do standard stuff, so we try to keep it silly. What we offer to all of our employees around the world is if you either dye your hair crazy color or take all your hair off, that we would donate $500 a month for every month that you keep it through October. And it's to a charity of their choice.
A challenge that even CEO Fasha Major took on.
I never had the courage to do it. I was talked into it, and hence I have I've shaved my head, and I intend to keep it at least till end of September.
And while it's all fun and games, Phenomenex hopes to inspire change on a larger scale.
We're hoping next year to get other companies to make it more of a corporate event. Phenomenex will always be driving the charity event, but we'd love to get other companies to come in to participate.
I just hope that with this event and events like this that we do, that we can cause a ripple effect. I mean, that's really the ultimate goal, is that maybe another business will see what we're doing and want to do the same thing. Or maybe they want to participate with us next year and we could do a whole tournament.
And as for the future?
The good thing about our company is while we are clearly in field of science, but we do, and as I said, an enormous amount of charity, which is part and parcel of our culture. So it's always great fun. So the future looks bright.
Reporting for Torrance City Cable, I'm Lisa Lee.
Thanks, Lisa. Phenomenex raised a total of $19,450 from this year's charity soccer match.
What used to be a popular but unhealthy trend is now fading. Indoor tanning has been on the decline. According to a survey from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, the number of U.S. adults who used indoor tanning beds decreased from 5.5% in 2010 to 4.2% in 2013. But an estimated 7.8 million women and 1.9 million men still engage in the activity. Research shows indoor tanning can increase risk for skin cancer. An estimated 74,000 people have been diagnosed this year, with that number more than expected to double. Federal programs aimed at deterring the use of indoor tanning are in place, including the Affordable Care Act, which created a 10% excise tax on indoor tanning services. The Food and Drug Administration also requires all sun lamps used in indoor tanning salons to have a warning label. The largest percentage of adults still using tanning beds was in the 18 to 29 age group. And when we come back, some upcoming events you won't want to miss.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Welcome back, everybody. Here are some upcoming events to mark on your calendar. Come out to appreciate art and mingle with local artists at the Torrance Artist Guild Gallery of Fine Art. The gallery is open all summer long until August 15th with a special public reception and awards presentation on July 12th. More than 200 works of art from 80 local artists are represented at the gallery. The event takes place at the Lexus Service Center on 24777 Crenshaw Boulevard. For more information, visit torranceartistguild.org. The city is hosting Movies in the Park once a month this summer. The movie begins at dusk around 8 p.m. with family-friendly activities beforehand. The first showing of The Muppets at Victor Park was a huge success. The next showing will be Hairspray on July 25th at Greenwood Park, and the final movie will be Happy Feet on August 29th at El Retiro Park. To see the full schedule, call 310-618-2930. And a reminder that the registration for the Los Angeles Triathlon is now open. The race is designed to run entirely throughout the city, starting and finishing at Torrance Beach and going through Miramar Park. To register, go online to latriathlon.com. The event will be held on September 13th, so there's still plenty of time to train for the event. The South Bay Amateur Radio Club took part in the largest preparedness exercise in the U.S. and Canada. It was a chance for radio amateurs to practice radio exercises when all sources of power fail in the worst emergency situations. 30-feet antennas and tents filled different levels of the tower parking structure at Torrance Memorial Hospital. 25 South Bay Amateur Radio Club members gathered for the annual American Radio Relay League event. It was a 24-hour exercise where more than 35,000 radio amateurs across the country and Canada gathered to transfer as many messages as they could to see how well their setup would perform during a major disaster.
We're communicating with amateurs all over the United States and Canada. We have hit probably 35 different states and provinces to this point in time.
Using only battery, solar, or gas generators, members used various radio techniques, including Morse code, to send messages. There are currently 8 members in the South Bay Amateur Radio Club, which has been around for 40 years. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. And Jen, I just want to tell you, last week was my birthday. I've just realized I'm just going to start telling people every day it's my birthday because they treat you so much better.
Well, happy birthday a week ago. And I'm Jin Chin. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.